Hi, Tom Lydon here in Chicago at the Charles Schwab Impact Conference. I'm here with Jonathan D. St Paer, who's the head of strategy and product development at Charles Schwab. Jonathan, great seeing you.
Great, thanks for having me.
All right, so you guys are kind of the think tank behind the Schwab ETFs, and I know you've been working hard for years. What have you come up with lately?
Well, we have, as you've been following us for years, what you've seen is we do a lot of thinking per product, right? We focus on having a limited number of products that are going to serve most of our clients' needs. So we do a lot of research and a lot of vetting before we do anything new. So typically what you've seen us do, the market cap products we've had for a while, the fundamental index came out a few years ago on the ETF vehicle. And then just last month, we launched the Schwab 1000 ETF, is our most recent launch. Really building off the legacy we had with that Schwab 1000 market cap index mutual fund, which we've had since 1991, and bringing it in the ETF vehicle for the folks that were looking for that.
So basically, you look at that mutual fund track record, you get an idea what you might expect.
That's exactly right. And this is a benefit because it's our first ETF that follows a proprietary index, but it's an ETF or an index with about 25 years track record. So we know exactly what it looks like and how it's behaved over time.
And Chuck himself had a hand in that years back when it was developed, right?
That's exactly right. Chuck is very proud of the index itself and the role that it plays helping make sure clients can get really good exposure to both large and mid-cap companies, and doing it at 5 basis points, which is much lower than you'll typically find in other products with the top 1,000 securities in it.
So when you talk about what are the factors that would allow one of those stocks to be in the Schwab 1000? Because it's not just a cap-weighted index.
It generally is really just looking at the largest 1,000 public securities in the equity market. So that was the design of it. And so as we've been managing that mutual fund since 1992, it really is pretty straightforward, rules-based, the largest 1,000 securities in that universe.
So what would you say in general between the S&P 500 and the Russell 2? Is this just kind of something in the middle where you're going to get more of the large mid?
I think that's generally right. It covers the large cap, almost 100% of the large cap with a portion of the mid cap. So as you know, on the market cap ETF side, we've got a large cap product already, a mid cap and a small cap. What we'd found is that on the mutual fund side, we had some learnings we could apply to the ETF side. So in that space, we also had S&P 500, we also had the Russell 2000, and the Schwab 1000 continued to be something that clients were really looking for. Both on the retail and the RIA side. So we took that same learning, brought it to the ETF, where you can choose either our traditional large, mid, or small, or the Schwab 1000 that covers large and a bit of the mid.
When you talk to investors, the number one thing they love about ETFs is fees, and you guys are right on the top of the list as far as the small fees that you charge and this huge list of no transaction fee funds that you have as well. And I know Chuck personally has been a huge fan of ETFs from the early stages when it was somewhat questionable to do that in the money management business, right?
Yeah, he definitely has been. And we launched our first ETFs just over 8 years ago with his support and with support of the Schwab platform and a lot of growth outside of the Schwab platform. We're now over 90 billion, which really shows you the 90 billion in index ETFs that we manage on top of about 65 billion of funds. We're really seeing that growth in ETFs is a very popular vehicle with the RIA and retail space in particular.
I'm excited for Chuck launching an active ETF that he picks the securities himself, ticker CHCK, right?
I'll note that down and bring it back to the team. Maybe we'll take a look at that.
All right, Jonathan, thanks so much.
Great talking to you, Tom.
Enjoy
Thanks.
Thanks.